Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche Pregame show. We got AJ, we got Eric, we got Rudo. The Avs are taking on Vegas. The Avs are on a Sega Baba. Vegas is activating get healthy mode.
No kidding.
And realistically, I mean, okay, theoretically, the Avs win this game. They put pressure on Winnipeg to win. But
Yep, true.
Stakes are a lot lower than they were 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Put it to you that
The
way.
Avs not having the tiebreaker means that they need Winnipeg to lose out.
Yep. Or, yeah, I mean, they could overtime, whatever.
It's out of your control.
Yep. Not in the Avs' control.
Yep.
That ship sailed 24 hours ago when
sure
they
did.
failed to show up.
It sure did. And with that being said, for you guys, is it important for the Avs to respond to that disappointment yesterday? Is it important for them to show up and play well tonight? Or is this more of a, hey, you got 2 games left in the season, just nobody get hurt?
For me, it's nobody get hurt.
Okay.
If they really, really were serious about home ice, they had an opportunity 24 hours ago to show it.
True.
And they completely no-showed. So now it's like, all right, you have different goals. You're in a different world than you were yesterday. So you do lose a player to injury yesterday. So don't do that again today.
Yeah.
Let's do some cardio for the next 2 games and get the hell out of here.
Eric?
No, you're right. I mean, they can't bulge, right? I mean, they can't move, right? Are we clear on that? Like, there's no.
They're playing Winnipeg for sure. There's
Yeah, they're locked into Winnipeg.
theoretically they could get home ice, but again, not in their
No.
control.
Yeah, besides that, I mean,
Yeah.
nobody's chasing them. I mean,
No.
I look,
No one
but
can
I
catch
just
them.
my
Nobody-
math is
no
not
one
the
can
best,
catch them.
right?
No.
So it's like, and you're right. Now you got to cross your fingers and hope that they lose, right? Winnipeg.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always try to win, but I agree with you. Is it do or die? No. Is it disappointing? Last game, yes. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're right. That was the big one. That was the one to get you ready, you know, for the playoffs. Didn't pass the test. You know, that doesn't mean that it will be an epic failure next week. I'm saying, but
Thankfully,
yesterday was
this was the
failure.
practice test,
Yeah.
thankfully.
You tanked the test. It was a practice test.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So they did tank the test. You know, that doesn't mean that they'll fail it next week, but you know, by any means. But I think I agree with AJ. It's like, go play those 2 games and
Just don't
Get
do
back on
anything
track,
wild.
you know?
Yeah. All right.
go from there.
Fair enough. On the opposite side of this, you have a Vegas team that is in a really weird place, right? They're going in as a wild card team at the moment. I get they theoretically could catch LA or whatever, but they're on the bottom end of the Pacific Division. Nobody really knows what they look like as a healthy team.
They're pretty close to stuck where they are as
Yeah.
the second wild card.
Like, again, theoretically could catch Vegas or could catch LA, but
Yeah,
would
and
be tough.
they can catch both the Kings and Nashville to change standings position, but they would have to win out to do it.
So, regardless of how you feel about the Avs, is there a world where they could see Vegas as a retest, perhaps, as a team that they feel like, hey, maybe this is a conference finals that we go up against, or are you just really not thinking about it that way at all?
I'm with AJ.
We're
both looking at each
I know-
other. We're saying the same thing.
I know you have
agree.
to ask this
I
question.
know. I agree.
but
I agree.
I know you have to ask, brother, but it's just not.
And you guys are giving the same answer I would give.
Yeah,
Like,
after the deflation that was yesterday, it just doesn't matter anymore. It is what it is. Just get out.
Yep. All right. Fair enough. In that case, let me pivot.
I agree.
Look, the one thing I will care about, let's get McKinnon the scoring
Exactly.
record for the franchise. Get him to 140. Good round number. Get him to 140 and let's call it good. And we can all move on. He can get all the points he needs today to get there, and he can sit against the Oilers. Who cares? I don't care about the heart anymore. It doesn't matter.
gets
None
to
of this
140,
matters to
you're
me
good.
anymore.
It
Yeah,
looks like the Oilers might be doing the same thing.
exactly.
Too.
Why? There's no upside to
None
it.
of those players are coming to Colorado.
That's what I'm
man.
saying. Especially, they'll
Blow out
they'll
your
play
injury
Saturday.
list.
Yeah.
Blow out that injury list and have a bunch of emergency recalls from the Eagles. Let's go. Let's have Sean Barons come in here so they can sit Cale Makar. I seriously, I just don't care at that point. They're in the
totally
position
fair.
that they're in. They're in the position that they've earned with their poor play over the last 2 weeks, and that's all there is to it. This was more exciting 2 weeks ago. Now this has been such a deflating stretch of games that even if they were to win each of these next 2 games 10-0, does that change how you feel going against the Jets in round 1? No,
Not at all.
No.
it doesn't. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter.
We'll talk a lot about it like by the end of the week and everything.
course.
But all I'm saying, and I'll just touch up on it in 10 seconds, is all it does is it makes the road to the last round tougher. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we all know that home ice is usually easier. That doesn't mean that you can't make it. You know what I mean? But it just makes it tougher, and it is what it is. I mean, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So it's just
You were in that position yesterday, and you
That's
didn't
okay,
you didn't even show up. So
still a good team. Still 100. They're going to end up with, let's say, 104 points. Whatever. That 10.
I think that's where they're at now.
Max
104.
is 108.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they'll be between 104 and 108. It's a successful season.
It's a really good team.
It's a good team. So, we'll talk about
when
next
they
week,
want
next
to
week.
be.
Genuinely, I'm sorry, but if you walk in and you're at the start of an 82 game season, if you told me every single year that I could be covering or rooting for a 104 point team, I'd say yes.
Yes.
I'd
You
say
take-
yes.
Forget the other.
I would say yes.
A Nathan McKinnon that's flirting with 140 points, a
Right.
100-point season.
However
for
you
Mikko
got there,
Rantanen,
I
right?
don't care. But 104 points,
You're in.
the answer is yes.
There's not a lot of things you could list about this season for the Avs that the answer would be I don't like that.
Yeah,
too.
it's your goaltending.
Yeah,
it's
it's
what's
about
happened. It's what's happened with Georgiev, but everything else, you're just like, yeah, the defense hasn't been as good as you wanted it to be. Your depth scoring has kind of been hit or
Up and
miss.
down,
and
yeah.
Your big deadline move has started out great, and now Middlestad's struggling a little bit more. But also, that's why Casey Middlestad's not a first line player. We talk about this all the time. A 60-point player, that's
It's a low end 1C.
like that's a bottom barrel 1C. That's a good 2C.
Yeah.
That's where he is. That's who he is. That's what they went and got. And it's not like you're saying he's going to score in 60 of those 82 games. He'll have multiple point games. He's only going to score in maybe 50 of those games.
Casey Middlestad has been almost exactly the guy I've expected him to be.
He's on almost an identical points pace as what he was when he got here.
Yep.
So, it's when you're going through it, it always feels bad. But when it's at the top, you're like, oh my God, could he be an 80-point guy?
Right.
And then,
ends up somewhere in the middle every time.
This is why he is who he is.
All right. Our hearts might not be in it. Eric, what
Yeah.
3 keys do the Avs hearts need to be in this one?
I got them right here. Like I said, I have them right here. Or Tiff's
just
got them
read
right
the
there.
big
There you go.
screen,
Yeah,
buddy.
but-
I can't hear downstairs. I can't. I forgot. That's why I was looking at the phone, right? You know what? Believe. You see that on freaking Ted Lasso. Believe in yourselves. And I agree. Like we were just saying, go play the game. Goldfish memory. Get on track. Play the game like you know how to. At the end of the day, you win the game, great. You lose the game, so be it. You know what I mean? I'm not. I agree. Yeah, I mean with AJ and you and myself and Tiff, just go play the game, but believe in yourselves and at least erase yesterday and then just go out there and put a smile on your face and move on to the next game. So number 2, check. Just get back to checking. I mean, saying it again. Can't win in playoffs if you don't check. So check today. If there's one thing you can do today, do that right, and then see where it goes. And then it's better than the practice. You're gonna have a couple days practice this week, so don't wait for the game to get to you. That's how I heard Bednar talk about last night after the game. He's like, this league, you can't wait for the game. You got to go after it, and then you got to start on time and passion is in order. Like there was none yesterday. For me, forget about I don't care about 7 or 1-0 or 7-0. If passion's not there, that's it's a tough way to play this game. So you got to have a little bit of pushback. Hopefully they get some pushback today. They feel good about their games. And like you said, come home. They'll start planning for Winnipeg this week. I heard him talk about that, which is a no-brainer because what are you going to do? Get ready for the Edmonton Oilers that are Bakersfield Oilers that are coming in?
Right.
That game could be one of the worst NHL games of the season, to be honest.
Game 82 always has that potential when everybody's just like, yeah, okay, well, who are the Chicago Blackhawks playing? You think that's going to be a quality hockey game?
You know what I mean?
Absolutely
So,
not.
Come home, get a day off, and then get ready for Winnipeg right away and put the, everybody talks about the switch. And, well, let's make sure the switch is on.
Yep.
So that would be it for today in this magnificent hockey game.
Magnificent is a word for it.
Magnificent.
It'd be nice to see them at least just have a good matinee game.
That's it. That's it.
Anecdotally, it's
even
felt
know
like
if
the
I
matinee this year has been bad.
I don't know if I need good. Just give me a game that isn't just immediate madness, right?
Yeah.
Like, just play some regular hockey.
Can we at least get into the second period and still care
Right.
about what's happening?
Not just 15 minutes in the game and we're all like, all right, can we go home yet? What are we doing here? Look.
We're shouting, we want 10 or run the clock
Yeah, right.
for the entire third period. Like, let's just go. Come on.
The Avs are going out on the road for this game, obviously. They'll come back for the Edmonton game and then almost certainly leave right away for Winnipeg after that. Do you guys consider that a disadvantage? Not the on the road in the building. I mean the fact that the Avs are going to have to head back out on the road immediately after their season ends to start this playoffs.
I think that would depend more on the schedule.
Sure.
Because if they start on Sunday,
You have an extra day then.
yeah, they'll practice Friday morning. They'll fly out that afternoon, and then they'll hang out all day Saturday. Bored as hell because that's what everybody in Winnipeg is. And then you play on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like I don't think it's that big. But the thing about the travel in the postseason, and I know Eric and I have talked about this a lot this season, is that it's different than the regular season because everybody's on the same schedule.
It's true.
Everybody's on the same schedule. Everybody, there's no more schedule advantages. There's no more of this, like today is a scheduled loss for the Avs.
Yep.
There's no more of that. Everybody's on equal footing. You go on the road. You're there for a couple of days, and you play. You're playing 2 games there. It's not you drop in the day before, you play the game, and then you get out immediately, and you're in the city for a totality of 30 hours. It's not like that.
Yep.
You're there for 4 days. So it's a different. It's the grind of the road is different in the playoffs because you're not in and out of every city constantly. You're not on the plane. You're not in a different hotel room and checking in and checking out and all that at 3:00 in the morning. It's more of a normal hockey rhythm. And you know the schedule ahead of time, so you know what you're getting into, and you know that you're probably playing in the evenings.
Yep.
Especially in the Central Time Zone, you're probably not playing.
You're not getting
very
the
many
early
late
game.
games,
Yeah.
and you're probably not getting a 2 p.m.
Yep.
So that helps.
Yeah, and then
Fair enough.
we'll talk even more into depth because I think that's important to talk about. Like
We'll talk about it a lot.
like
The previews
play, that's
we
what I
got
mean.
coming
The
up,
preview
yeah.
about what you do and everything. But I agree with AJ. I mean, it is so different. You know what I mean? And then, but I'll tell you one thing. It's fun. Playoffs on the road are fun. Like I, as an Avalanche here, even the home games, we were all staying at the hotel. You know what I mean? That went away years ago, but I loved it. Again, I wasn't married, didn't have kids, right? Maybe a little different for those guys, but we loved it. We loved our routine. We loved to be all together. We loved to have our own room, play cards, and you know what I mean, like hang out together. And it's like, and I think your families know that. You know what I mean, like your wives, your kids, or whatever it is, your girlfriends, and they understand the effort. And so I think, I think the Avs, if you look at it, this past few days hasn't been that crazy of a schedule. Like it's this week is crazy easy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think it'll be good that they start on the road. I don't think it's a disadvantage, for them. I think it sucks for Edmonton not to be coming in Thursday.
Yeah,
and going.
that sucks.
I mean, that is like
They're almost certainly playing Saturday.
maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I've ever seen this in this league. Like play Thursday, end the season.
Playoffs
Thursday and
start
play
Saturday.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
I've
tough,
seen
man.
that.
I think
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think they're just trying to get
a Saturday playoff.
The
Well,
Saturday,
it is. No, it is that.
It's about
But
money
it
and
ended
views.
on the
Always
Thursday, and then I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Usually
somebody
it's like 2 or 3 days.
you got a few days.
Yeah, there's usually a couple.
Because what if you don't? What if you game 82 gave you your matchup, and and then there's still a possibility
right,
of
you're-
3 matchups. Like
don't
for
even know
coaches
where
and
you're
stuff,
going, yeah.
it's freaking the logistics of that is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, remember last year the Avs had a back-to-back in 81, 82, and if they were to start 2 days or the day after, their game 1 of their postseason series would be 3 and 4.
Yep.
I would have to go and look at every playoff team's schedule to see if that's possible for any of them. But that would suck for them.
That would be
It's
terrible.
terrible. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is.
Let's get into who's going to eat at Circle K today. AJ, I'm guessing you're taking Nathan McKinnon based on your earlier statements.
I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, sure, that sounds good.
Tough one.
Yeah.
We all feel like there's not a ton to play for as a team tonight, so there's an individual accolade available out there.
Yeah,
Go out and get it.
He deserves the franchise record.
Oh, for sure.
So, he long broke Sakic's Avalanche record. Now, take down a Stasny while you're at it.
There you go.
He came up short of Paul Stasny's 20-game point streak earlier twice. So, take down Peter's
the bigger
100
Stastny, yeah.
139 points.
I would say this, and I'm not trying to upset Quebec fans, but every single record that an Avs player can break on the franchise list just makes my life easier. Because I don't have to make the distinction between Avalanche and franchise record anymore if Nathan McKinnon can go get that record. And it's like, obviously, Quebec deserves their history. They're playing Winnipeg the other night. It's all jumbled. Quebec deserves their own history. Awesome. Let the Nordiques have their own history.
Yeah.
Let the Avs be separate.
I feel that with like the Coyotes moving to Utah.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
keep Arizona's history in Arizona, and they should not have brought the Jets' history with them. I think
Agree. Fully agree.
I hate it.
I think I'm with you.
All right, Eric, who you got?
Who'd you take?
You took McKinnon. I haven't gone yet.
Oh, you haven't gone yet. I'm going to take an obvious one too, just because I agree with what we're saying. It doesn't really matter the game, and I'm going to take Georgiev. I
think it matters for him.
I think
Matters
it
up
matters
here
for
for
him.
that guy.
And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. I think he just needs to have a good game, feel good about himself. Didn't go well too many times lately, but yesterday it didn't go well. So I think it's an opportunity for him to bring himself back up to snuff and feel good mentally and physically about his game. And that's why he's my Circle K eater of the game today.
Well, especially because he's been dog shit for several weeks now.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, 2 weeks.
He had a decent stretch in there, but that's the entire story of the season is he'll play 3 or 4 good games and then play 3 or 4 bad games.
Yeah. Or he'll play 2 good games and he'll play 4 bad games.
Sure, whatever.
Or mediocre.
Insert
or bad, whatever.
random number
Whatever,
between
yeah.
1 and 5 in there.
It has not been good enough.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to take Jonathan Drouin, kind of for the similar reasons AJ took McKinnon. Drouin, opportunity to, in theory, reach 60 points on this season over these next 2 games. He'd have to get 2 points in both games, so a little bit tough. But for a guy who, if not for Nathan McKinnon's outrageous season, I think Jonathan Drouin's season might be the story of the year for the Colorado Avalanche. A guy that was bordering on being out of this league has now reestablished himself as a top 6 player.
Yep. Shakespeare wrote a good one.
AJ called it. Shakespeare.
What's the best Shakespeare play? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't read Shakespeare. Shit's impossible to
Slapshot.
digest.
I'm just kidding. Shakespeare wrote Slapshot.
Confirmed. Hockey was super popular in the, when was Shakespeare thing? Like the 1600s? I don't know.
I don't know, man. Francis Bacon did all of his real writing.
Okay. Whatever it is, whoever it is you're picking to eat, make sure you go eat at Circle K. Get part of the Inner Circle rewards today. Get amazing snack deals every single game day. QR code on screen right there to download the app. When you do, you get 25 cents off a gallon on your first 5 fill-ups and a bunch of other deals, including up to 5 free Polar Pops of any size when you go in with the Inner Circle rewards at Circle K. Moving right along here. Look, a game you might not have a lot of heart into. You want to make it interesting? Throw some bets down. Have a little bit of fun with it.
Good call.
Go with some money. I'm taking a boosted parlay over with Bet365. Avs to win, a Cale Makar assist, and Mikko Rantanen to score a goal.
What is going on?
Typical Colfax things.
Seriously.
Plus 450. Not bad money for a bunch of things that aren't that unlikely to happen. Put it to you that way. I know they have another big parlay with a bunch of McKinnon stuff. If you're on the AJ train with that one, go get with it. You can also bet on Vegas if you think the Avs are about to get smoked. I don't care what you bet on. Whatever you bet, do with Bet365 and sign up with the DNVR 365 code. Today, you bet $5 on any NHL game. You get $150 in bonus bets when you do. So go jump on it. When you do gamble with Bet365, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Yeah, I don't think we have to get any more specific, any more in depth than that. Any vibes? Any final thoughts on the game?
Stay healthy, please.
Stay healthy, please.
Say,
All right.
knock on wood. No injuries. Any word on Sammy's protocol?
I have not heard anything.
Oh yeah, he's on concussion protocol.
Yeah, that's the assumption.
Miles Wood is back today.
Oh, good.
There you
That's
go.
good.
Can
great.
just go to center ice.
The quest for 10 continues.
Come on.
Pull Mark Stone to the side. Have him and Makar do a handshake that no one's going to get hurt today. All right. Save it for the playoffs. Get out of here.
Mark Stone's like, I'm already hurt.
Yeah, we won't hurt you anymore. Okay, we are going to get out of here for this pregame show. We appreciate all y'all hanging out. No watch along today. Nuggets are doing a watch along, so go enjoy theirs if you're really about a watch along. We will be live post-game breaking down whatever happens. Who knows? Maybe it'll go well and we'll actually be excited and happy in the post-game. Who's to say? Maybe it'll go terrible and we'll be big depressed. I don't know. Tune in to find out. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
We all silly like the mayor.